So in addition to our plugins that remove noise, we also have a couple in the bundle that are meant to just shape the tone of your signal. So the first one we'll look at is voice deepener, and I'm going to put it on this higher vocal just so we can hear what it does. Yeah.
Summer scotch on the outside, drinking salt water, diving for treasure.
So in this case, I like that light vocal kind of dancing around on top. I think that when we had the voice deepener on there, it competed with the main vocal a little too much. So we'll get rid of that for now. But I do like that plugin. It adds a little bit of weight to whatever you're processing, which can be nice. The other EQ plugin that's in here is Voice Auto EQ. So I'll pull that up on our tracks here, both of our vocal tracks this time. We'll do a little EQ on either of them. So when you open it up, it's going to start just by listening. So let's give it something to listen to.
Summer scotch on the outside, they're drinking salt water, diving for treasure. For sapphires and cowboys, landing on rocks and soil, so plain like me, on the outside, on the outside.
So right away, with just opening up the plugin and putting it on the tracks, you can hear that it's cleaned up a lot of that muddiness, and it's made it cut through the acoustic guitar a little better. As I drag around this dot to add either more body, air, or clarity, just take a listen to how that is changing the sound. So I'll do this on let's use the main vocal.
Summer scorched on the outside, they're drinking salt water, diving for treasure. For sapphires and cowboys, landing on rocks and soil.
All right, our vocals are getting more and more polished the further we get into this bundle. Let's polish them even more. So we have our voice leveler is the next thing I want to try out here. And I really like this too. This is something of a compressor, although it doesn't sound exactly the same. It's a little bit more akin to doing just volume automation on your own. So here's this voice leveler. All right, so we got our processing knob in the middle. Our breath control down at the bottom here basically just ignores anything that is a breath. Sometimes this plugin can make those breaths a little louder, but if you put breath control on, it will ignore them. And then the emphasis control is if you've got a singer who moves around a lot, so they're not always on mic, this plugin detects when some of that high frequency information is gone, so the singer might be off axis, and adds some of that back in. So I'll turn that on, and when it is adding some of those highs back in, you'll see this little LED light up.
Brave encounters leave me in dark rooms.
Our singer's fairly on mic the whole time, so we don't really need this emphasis control, so I will just leave it off for now. And I'm going to play and turn up the processing. And as I do, I'll probably pull down our output trim here. Just as we start to add more processing, it makes the quieter parts a little louder. So overall, our output volume is always going to be hotter than our incoming volume with this plugin. So that's why there is the output trim there.
Brief encounters leave me in dark rooms. Sleeping Beauty lies Channel surfer, swimming with the sharks. Brief encounters, leave me in dark rooms. Brief encounters, leave me in dark rooms. Sleeping Beauty light. Channel surfer, swimming with the sharks.
So as we have that on, though, I am noticing some S's start to stick out even more than they kind of did before. So let's de-ess some things here. So we've got our de-esser plugin, and I have just fallen in love with this de-esser. It is so intuitive. There it is. So just our one knob processing. We have two processing modes, normal, which affects a predetermined band of frequencies, and then our broad, which is a little wider of a band. So it affects a little bit more around it. And just like our plosive remover, we have this diff button. So if we hit that, we are only going to hear the S's. But it's always better to listen in context. So we're going to unsolo that, turn our diff off, and make sure we didn't introduce a lisp.
Brief encounters, leave me in dark rooms. Sleeping Beauty light. Channel surfer, swimming with the sharks. Silver screen.